Good morning, everyone. I have to get ready to go on an assignment. In case you guys don't know, my real jobs is I work in radio and newspaper. For the newspaper job, I'm a reporter. I go cover the stories that you read in the newspaper. So I have to go on an assignment in a little bit, so I need to get ready, and I figured I'll get ready with you guys today. So it is early. It is like 10:30 in the morning. I have to go cover some kind of fair that is about an hour away from my house. So I figured I'm just going to do like a nice, pretty easy, natural look because it is a fair. I am walking around a fair. I don't need to be full glam. And a lot of what I'm using is drugstore. So if you want to watch a nice, easy look that you could probably do for school or something easy early in the morning like that, just keep on watching and we'll get ready together. We're going to start priming. I'm using my NYX Q10, and then after I'm done using the Q10, I'm using the NYX Pore Filler. No difference. I've been doing this for months and months now. You guys have seen. As you can see, I'm also kind of breaking out, so I don't know what I put on my skin that was new, because I've been starting to use a couple new things, but one of them, my skin obviously does not like. I do have that Milani coconut oil on my lips, and I do like it. And I have to say, I've gone through the tube pretty fast because the problem I'm seeing with it is once your lips get used to having that nice, slick, oily feeling on them, you constantly want it. It's like people becoming addicted to chapstick because they like the feeling of it, and then once they have it on, their lips feel overly dry. I'm having that effect with the Milani, which is strange because I've never been one to really care, you know? I like it, but it is addicting and you go through the tube pretty fast. So I'm just putting the pore filler on now, just in my T-zone. Since I am breaking out, I'm going to be spot concealing some of these breakouts first, and I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This one is just a teeny tiny little travel tube. Did I say that right? I don't know. But I like using this not so much for my under eye, but I do really like it to spot conceal. I'm just going to put that just lightly, teeny little amount on my finger and just kind of lightly dab it around the areas where I am breaking out and simply just pat it in with my finger. It's weird for me to like do my makeup on camera with you guys because I sit down to do it on video, but in real life I actually stand up and do all of my makeup. It's just weird because all the angles are different, everything is different. I'm so used to standing up when I do my makeup that when I sit down, I feel completely lost and I don't know what to do. Do you guys, I'm sure most people probably sit when they do their makeup, but do any of you actually stand up when you do it? And we'll do a little redness correction on my cheeks. Alright, so concealer is done. Now we are going to go on to foundation. And I'm going to be using this Physicians Formula Organic Wear BB Cream. I like this. It's really easy to put on. You don't even need a brush or a beauty blender. You can literally just use your hands. And it's SPF 20, which is great if you're going to be outside like I am today. For days where I just want to be like easy breezy, not a problem, this is what I reach for. I'm just going to squeeze some of it out and just start putting it on my face. And I think it is a little bit light for me right now since I've been out in the sun, but we'll make it work. And I'm literally just going to use my hands. With BB creams and CC creams and stuff like that, with the exception of like the IT Cosmetics, I really think that these blend best when you just use your fingers. Because it melts into your skin. I don't know. I feel like when you try using like a beauty blender or a brush with these, they just don't come out right. They're made to be really used for simple things and used with your fingers. And it just makes life easy. So I'm just going to take a little bit more and just put them both on my eyes and done. Now, if I want to, just to make sure, I'll take my sponge and just lightly dab over, but I don't really think it's necessary. And it just gives you that nice, light, you know, everyday kind of coverage. I am going to be using concealer under my eyes. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me in number 10 Light. I've really been liking this concealer a lot. The only thing I will say about it is it can tend to crease after so long. However, I don't mind it because when it does crease, you can just take your finger and blend it right back in and it'll look fine again. Maybe I shouldn't even use a sponge because I just used the beauty blender and now my redness is back. So maybe we're just not even going to use the sponge today and we're just going to use our fingers. I should call this like the no brush makeup challenge. except I have to use a brush on my eyes. I know my lighting situation has not been fantastic lately, to say the least. I do have a ring light. It's just trying to figure out a good setup in my house where I can use it and have room to do have room to do all of it. But I did actually just order 2 umbrella lights. So I think with the 2 umbrella lights and the ring light, I'll stop going in and out of like normal skin tone to really yellow or really red. I think that'll fix the problem. So I'm excited. I should get those probably, I think I'll have them for like Tuesday or Wednesday. So concealer's on, all that's good. I'm going to set my face and I'm going to be using the NYX Banana Powder, the HD finishing powder wherever I highlight it. And I'm just going in with my e.l.f. small tapered brush and just tapping off the excess. And I'm going to start with my eyes so I can put shadow on. And I'm going to go my forehead and down here and around my nose and my chin. So we're going to leave that alone for right now, and then we're going to go into the eyes. I'm just doing a really simple neutral look today. Like I said, I'm going to a fair, nothing glam. I'm going to be using the colors from my Physicians Formula trio that I talked about in one of my last tutorials. I'm just going to dip my Morphe brush into this corner peachy shade right here and just use that as a transition shade. I'm going to be going into the white right next to it, which is also part of the trio. And I'm going to go over my brow bone area and then blend it down. I'm going to be going into my Urban Decay Ammo palette, and I'm going to be using these 2 shades right here, which is Sin and Chopper. They're just shimmery neutral colors. Now, I don't like using this unless I have something to spray it down with, because then it gets way too powdery. You get fallout everywhere. It's not a good look. So I only use the shadows from the Ammo palette, really, if I'm using my MAC Fix Plus. I just take the brush that came with the palette, I just spray it a couple times, and I'm going to go into Sin, which is this bottom one right here, and just put it all over my lid. Now, some people prefer to pick up the shadow and then spray their brush. I don't really have a preference. I just do whatever I do. I will say that if you're someone like myself who you like to spray the brush and then go into the shadow, you'll probably get that hard pan and hard film a lot faster. So you'll probably need to clean your shadows quicker. You're gonna feel like you're not getting the color payoff that you usually get. Then I'm going to go into the shade above it, which is Chopper. Same brush, same everything. And just lightly dip into that and put it on the outer parts of the eye to create a nice neutral gradient, ever so lightly. I'm going to take this awesome little whale teeny tiny blending crease brush, which I actually got in an IPSY bag. I don't know who makes this, I'm sorry. Oh, Glamour Dolls, it's their number 10 whale brush, I guess. I'm going to go into that third Physicians Formula color, the darker brown, and just lightly tap into it, tap off my excess, and then go into my crease. I love this brush so much. This has become like my favorite brush. For hooded eyes and like for people that have problems with that, this brush is like the perfect size. It blends out so nicely. I love this brush. And just kind of blend it down into that Chopper shade. And then I like picking up the peach just one more time just to make sure everything is blended out nicely. And just go right over it. Alright, now I'm going to go into brows. I'm going to use my Elizabeth Mott Queen of the Fill Brow Mascara, Brow Gel, whatever you want to call it. This little guy. Very similar to the Benefit Gimme Brow. And I'm just going to brush the spoolie through my brows. I usually do it more on the front of my brow and then I'll draw in my tail just because it's such a small area. If you're having problems with this kind of thing, the one thing I've realized is when you dip this in and take it out, right, even if you wipe off the excess on the tube, if you start right at the front, you're going to get way too much product. It's going to glump everywhere and you're going to create a mess. When you're doing this, if you're having that problem, start more towards the middle. Because then if it glumps, it doesn't matter, because that's usually the thickest part of somebody's brow. Go do whatever, and when you're at the very end of it, then do the front, and it'll create that nice, easy, almost gradient, and it's not going to give you all these clumps. It's not going to start super dark or anything. It's just going to look more natural. I'm just going to go in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil and just quickly go over my tail. I have to pick up my mirror to do this. Like I said, I'm not used to doing this sitting down, so my angle is off. Okay, brows done. Mascara. Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. You guys know I got this from my free sample site, and I have been absolutely in love with it. And we're just going to put some mascara on. No falsies, no nothing like that. And just got mascara in my eye. That hurt. Oh, that hurt. Can't do makeup sitting down. So I'm going to take this NYX banana powder again, and I'm going to go right below my eye, like right here. I am not someone, I know everyone talks about baking and setting their under eye. I cannot stand that. If I do it ever so lightly. But what I find is whenever I put a powder underneath my eye, no matter what powder it is, no matter how much or how little I use, it emphasizes my fine lines. And it might look good for 30 seconds, and then 5 minutes later, all you're seeing is my fine lines, and it's breaking up all of my concealer. And I'd rather just not have anything under there and just let the concealer sit there itself. So for bronzer, I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You guys know this, it smells amazing. Smell like coconut on your face all day. And still using my small e.l.f. tapered brush. And just swirling it around. And just a teeny tiny bit down the nose. I grabbed Luminosa from Milani. I'm going to take my Real Techniques blush brush and just lightly go in it. And just highlighter, I'm going to take my little mini Becca Opal pressed powder highlight. I got this in, I think I talked about it in a favorites video not that long ago. And I'm just going to take my small Morphe M501 and just right on the high points of the cheek. I use so little of it, especially if you're using the Luminoso powder. This is the Morphe M432 flat brush. I'm going to go back into that darkest Physicians Formula color, just tap it in, tap off the excess, and go right under the waterline. I'm going to go in with this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner, and it's in the color Get Paid, which is this beautiful coppery color. I'm sure I've used it before. And put that in my waterline. And then just finish it off with the same Perversion mascara. Let's see if I can not get mascara all over myself trying to do this sitting down. What else, what else, what else? Oh, lips, right? I'm going to be using this new NYX pencil I got in the color Natural. And I'm going to be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the color Stockholm. And that's it, guys, we're done. So my battery is blinking that it's about to die. So I thank you guys for watching. I hope you're all having a great day. As always, any questions, comments, you guys know where to leave them below. And if you like what I bring to YouTube every week, you can always just like this video and hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys are having a great start of school. If you are in school, let me know what you would like to see next. I love yous, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.